Olivia here, and today I'm going to talk about things I would do if I had money. I'm talking about like if someday for some reason I end up earning a reasonable amount. This is what I would do if I actually had a stable financial situation. Because right now I am dirt poor. But I digress. Anyways, I'm gonna try to make this quick, but I'm a yapper. You guys know I'm a yapper, so yeah. First things first. If I had money, I think the first thing I would do would be fixing my teeth because it's not that noticeable here in the camera and all. It's not that noticeable, but my teeth are wrecked, and I've never had like the financial stability enough to fix them. I have like I think it's 6 teeth that need to be like reconstructed. I'm not sure what it has cavity issues. My front teeth also have issues, but you can't really properly see them. So yeah, because the camera doesn't let you see properly, right? But basically, I have teeth issues that I would love to fix. I don't really think my space in between my teeth bothers me. So I don't really think that would be something that I would be like, oh my gosh, I need to fix this. I need to use braces. Because I'm not really bothered by that per se. I'm more like in fear of losing all my teeth. Because going to the dentist costs money. And I don't know if you guys noticed, probably not because this is the first video I'm mentioning this on. But I live in a very, very small town. The inhabitants are about a total of 7K people, taking into consideration that about 2K of those people are my family members. A lot of kids. Okay. So it's a very small town. I'd even go as far to say as it's closer to a village than a town because there's nothing here. So in order to get like proper dental care, I need to actually relocate or travel to go to the neighbor town or some other place to get my dental fixed, like my teeth fixed, you know? And it would cost a reasonable amount of money. So that's why I never fixed it. So if I had money, the first thing I do was fix my teeth. Because I'm pretty sure if it continues this way, I'm going to lose them. But I guess I'll still be charming. But anyways, I digress. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. If you guys see me wearing the exact same clothes, it's not because I didn't take a bath, okay? It's because most likely I had way too much to say on that day and I decided to just turn on the camera and start yapping and making multiple videos in one go. Okay? I do shout. Okay? Okay. I must stop talking now. Okay. The second thing I would do if I had money would be I would move to a bigger town. Why? Because first of all, there's lots more to do in a bigger town. Second of all, more job opportunities. Like I said, I live in the middle of nowhere. There's little to no job opportunities here where I live because there's little to no places. There's, I think, a total of 3 restaurants, three in the entire town. There's a total of 3 restaurants, 3 schools, and I guess that's it. There's like the place where you get like married and a few churches. That's it. That's the extent of the buildings that aren't houses. The rest is just little houses, and so much so that even the streets are not fully paved. Some of the streets are just dirt and rocks. That's the level of the thing, you know. So it's very hard to get a job. So I would definitely move towns. If I had more money, I would move to a bigger town, especially because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I really, really, really would love to visit a museum or a library or a library with a cafeteria nearby. Oh, that would be awesome because the smell of the coffee would come, you know. Ugh. But unfortunately, my town does not have that. But it would be really cool to be able to, you know, go somewhere and not be just confined, you know? So that's the second thing I do if I had moolah. um, the third thing I do is probably lose weight because I don't know if it's noticeable, but I'm a bit oversized. I'm not gonna lie, I'm chubby, but I'm cute. I think I'm cute. I'm just a little chubby, okay? Um, it's probably because I don't really do much exercise, but if I had money, I'd probably find it easier to lose weight because I'd be able to afford gym, for example. I'd be able to afford the food that a diet requires. Because a lot of people say, oh, just eat less, but that's not exactly my case, I think, because the only time I did a blood test in my life was like when I was like 19, and last time I checked through that blood test and the exams I did at the time, the doctor said I was almost anemic. He said that my body needed nutrients and I needed to eat specific foods. and I needed to up the amount of food I ate in specific categories. And for me, that's very hard because certain foods here in my country are very expensive. And like I said, I am very, very poor. So I don't really have the luxury of being like, okay, I'm gonna do a diet and I'm gonna buy some diet like Coke or like not even Coke. I think Coke wouldn't be in the diet, but I think like I'm gonna buy some fruits, for example. Fruits are very expensive here where I live. They're not like they don't cost your left liver by any means, but it's expensive to live off a diet that consistently has fruit or veggies. Okay, it's very expensive. Minimum wage doesn't cut it, and I personally don't even earn minimum wage, so my salary is like this big, and it's not even a salary. Basically, I just help my mom out in the salon for food. That's basically what I do. You know. So yeah, there's that. So I would use money to like lose a bit of weight. I'd go to the gym, preferably very early in the morning, like 5 a.m., because that's the moment where I feel like I would have more energy. And I do a proper diet, like buy some salad, some things that would actually be healthy for me to eat, because eating healthy where I live is expensive. It's way cheaper to eat junk food than to eat healthy. I'm just saying, okay? But anyways, what else? Oh, this one's gonna sound weird. This one's gonna sound so weird. But if I had money, if I had a stable condition, there's a reasonable likelihood that I would shave my head. And as to why I would do that, I'm going to explain that. Wait, I'm going to explain that. I would shave my head because my hair is not natural at all. My mom and my dad both were hairstylists, right? So my hair very rarely was in its natural state. Ever since I was like 3 years old, my mom started straightening my hair or doing straightening processes to make my hair straight because it's not noticeable. But I inherited my hair from my Afro descendant relatives, if that makes sense. My hair is not exactly a very like straight hair. It's not slightly wavy. It's curly, and sometimes it doesn't even have a right definition. From what I've heard, my mom claims that my hair is very problematic to take care of because its natural state is kind of not exactly good. But I would really love to naturally grow my hair, And why would that need money? First of all, I can't be living with my mother if I decide to do that because she'd kill me. So at the moment, I live with her, so I follow her rules and buy her books. No bangs, keep the hair. Anyways, another reason why I think I would feel more comfortable doing this if I had money would be because I'd be able to afford like wigs and things to not make it blatantly obvious that I shaved my head. You know what I mean? Because I want my hair to grow naturally, and I want to know what it feels like to actually have my natural hair. You know what I mean? My hair is actually pretty darn long. So if, let's say, for example, if someday I manage to earn a stable income and I manage to go to a bigger city, right? And I decide to shave my head. I have a lot of hair. My hair could be donated. It could serve to make wigs or something. It could serve a purpose. So I feel very happy if I did that as well. So, and to be honest, like my natural personality. I like to change things. I like to see different things. So I would very much love to have the experience of just wearing different wigs and having my hairstyle change and just seeing myself in different looks. I just feel like that would be so awesome. But anyways, another thing I do is I'd definitely try new foods. And what I mean by that is there are so many culinary beautiful foods out here. And I'm talking like, for example, I'm Brazilian. Here in my country, there are so many places that sell really, really amazing food. And I just always wanted to try out different foods. I want to try Chinese culinary. I want to try Korean culinary. I want to try, like I want to try tteokbokki. I want to try yakisoba. I want to try. Oh, by the way, did you know here in Brazil, there's places that sell sushi hot dogs and sushi burgers. I want to eat that so badly. I saw it once and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks delicious. But I can't. Also, the Brazilian hot dogs here, we have like multiple different hot dogs. Not where I live right now, because like I said, it's a very small town. There's nothing here. But in cities like Sao Paulo, there's restaurants that sell variants of hot dog, the Brazilian version, not the American version. Just so you have an idea, this is the American version. This is the Brazilian version. So yeah, it's the Brazilian version. But anyways, I really love that. I'd love to experiment new foods, new desserts. I want to have that experience, you know. Plus, I really, really love food. So yeah, I probably taste some different foods, even if even if I wasn't in a situation where like I have enough to say like, oh, I can travel to taste that food. But just the fact that I'd probably be able to live in a bigger town, I could at least save up so that like once a month I'd go to a different restaurant to test out a food or to try food that I'm really yearning for. So that would be awesome. Anyways, and last but not least, if I had money, I'd learn new things. And what do I mean by that? I mean, here where I live, there aren't any courses or language classes. There's not much like to learn. And I feel like if I had money, if I had a stable condition, and I lived in a bigger town, I'd love to learn a new language. Because right now I know English and I know Portuguese and I can understand Spanish. You know, I speak a little bit of it, but I can't speak it like naturally, like a native, fluently. But I can speak a little bit of it. I've always wanted to learn more languages. I've always thought like it's always been a dream of mine to be able to look back and say, you know what, I know 5 languages at least. Because right now I know 2.5. But I feel like I just love languages and I love cultures and I just really want to be able to like speak different languages. So that would be one thing I would really love to learn. Another thing I would probably take a risk at learning is some things related to art because I know this is gonna sound a little sad and I don't want to bring that vibe, but while I'm opening up to you guys here, while I'm being honest, uh, I've never been able to truly be myself, and I've never been able to like look in the mirror and be like, okay, this is me. This is what I like. This is who I want to be. This is what I'm passionate about, you know? And I want to be able to have that experience of like learning some new things and being able to realize, like, wow, I really like this. Or, wow, I'm actually good at this, you know? So I'd probably learn some new things. And like I'm saying, I'm not talking like I'm not talking like, oh, if I became rich. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if my situation was better enough so that I could take some courses or that I or courses lessons or that I could like, you know, live in a better town, that for me would already be like a total win. Like let's say I started earning a salary of like a minimum wage, a little bit over a minimum wage in the USA, right? Because that would be like minimum wage is like 1.1K dollars, right? If I had a salary of about 1.1K, that would already like make my life so much better. And I could already accomplish so many things with just that. I'd already be able to like move to a bigger city and have a slightly better lifestyle. You know what I mean? But anyways, oh, another thing I almost forgot. Uh, I did 2 classes I would love to take would be acting. I've always wanted to try acting. Not like in a oh my gosh I want to be famous kind of way, but in a like I think it would be interesting just to learn to see if I can do it. You know, to see if I can act or do something artistic. And music. I would really love to take some music classes, particularly because it's one of the few things I remember as a child that I actually really enjoyed. It was singing, but I don't feel like I'm a good singer per se. I've been told that I'm a good singer, but I personally don't see it. You know, I don't feel like I'm a good singer. So that's definitely a class that I would love to take to at least learn how to control my vocals to sing better, you know? Just for me, just for me. So yeah, that's what I would do if I would have money. I'm not sure if it's the same for everyone. Maybe people would say, "Oh, I want to be rich or stuff." Being rich would be cool, but having at least like minimum wage would already be like a whole milestone for me. But I'm happy with the little things I have at least. So I can't say I'm a completely miserable person or whatever. It's just it's nice to think about, you know, it's nice to think about the things that you'd want to do in your life or things that you want to accomplish. But anyways, I just wanted to ramble. Like I said, my channel will most likely have a lot of personal stuff, me talking about things and dreams and rambling. So yeah. Thank you for anyone listening, and I'm so glad that you were able to stick till the end of the video. If there's no one watching, then thank you to myself for watching my own video. But anyways, thank you. Bye.